The first time I heard about Paranoia was when I had a phone conversation with Robert Lukatic, the director. So we were talking about it, what the film was all about, and ideas sparked immediately because I love movies about technology. I love movies about the corporate structure and how spying got involved in this. When I read the script and I read about one of the main characters, Wyatt, being played by Gary Oldman, I had an idea what I wanted to do, but when I saw him really acting in the film, he was so much more aggressive. I had to up my game, like with the ideas that I had for his theme. What I immediately heard in my head when I saw the film for the first time was to do something with that Moog synthesizer, that really roaring low sound that kept repeating, and eventually out of that a theme builds as the movie progressed.
Sign it.
You have taken credit for everything, and you've created nothing, you arrogant bastard.
I took a brick device that everybody laughed at and turned it into the one thing that no one can do without. I earned my arrogance.
Yes, and none of that happens without me. You stood on my shoulders!
And now I'm standing on your neck!
I think the score of Paranoia contains all the elements that are very usual to Junkie XL music in general. It has pulsating rhythms, it has organic elements, and it has strong electronic elements and sound design. And those things usually make up Junkie XL music. But what I didn't want to do for this film is make electronic music as we know it in the dance clubs, but I wanted to make electronic music that helps the storytelling and that helps building the characters in this film and helps building the tension. Storytelling is very important in music. Like when a piece of music for the first time gets introduced as a theme for a person and how it builds when it comes back and how it changes when it comes back, and eventually it could be the end credit title where you hear the piece of music in its full developed version with all those things in it. My favorite album of all times is Dark Side of the Moon by Pink Floyd, which is a concept album, and I've always been a fan of concept albums where you would play the whole album and it would feel like a movie never being filmed. So I've always tried, when I made my own CDs, to make albums that you could start and then you could listen to, instead of having an album with 15 individual tracks that you could basically mix and match and it would still be the same thing. I love the storytelling. Every project that I take on, I try to rethink how I could do things and how I could not only push my own boundaries but also push boundaries for music in general. That's the beauty of working on films, because you get so much opportunity, especially in this film with Robert. He gave me so much freedom to experiment and try all kinds of different things, and that's why it worked out really well.